Just about set to get underway here in Rapid City. A nice night for baseball here. 55 degrees, feels like about 53. Calm wind. If there's any wind at all, it blows right to left. Mason Drew, the center fielder, steps in on the right side to lead things off. A tap of the plate. And Atkinson into the first windup of the ball game. Over his head, he kicks and deals and misses low and away for ball one. We are underway at 5:37 local mountain time. Atkinson looks into the windup, the 1-0. Line drive foul left side and out of play. Got good and bad on that ball, but hooked it into the Hardhats bullpen area down the left field line. 325 down the left field line here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. 393 to dead center and 325 down the right field line. A breaking ball misses down and away on the 1-1. The appeal down to first as it was a check swing. No swings as our first base umpire. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Mason Drew. Atkinson over the head, kicks and deals. The 2-1 down and away, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now, nobody on. Leadoff man here in the top of the opening frame. Drew, Colson Cluck, and then Corey Schilling, the 3 scheduled here in the first. The 3-1, foul tipped off the mitt of Phil Bentz behind the plate, and that'll run the count full 3-2. Decent crowd on hand here in Rapid City on this Wednesday evening, midweek game before the Hardhats travel to Billings, Montana for the weekend set. And the payoff pitch runs inside with a fastball for ball 4. So Mason Drew, the leadoff man, draws a leadoff walk as the count ran all the way full before Atkinson missed inside. So in our right-handed bat, Colson Cluck, the third baseman, bats next. Runner on first, nobody out, scoreless top of the first. Atkinson working from the stretch on the far first base side of the rubber. And the first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. Looked like a fastball that time from Atkinson. Gillette enters with a 6-0 record. Already faced a couple of South Dakota teams in Spearfish and Sturgis. The 1-0 from Atkinson misses in the turf, and a nice scoop by Bentz to keep that right in front of him. Keep the runner at first base. Last night defeated a team from Douglas, Wyoming, 14-4. Check over on Drew bat first. He dives back in safely. Against Sturgis, a 5-1 victory, a 9-1 victory, and a 10-0 victory. 2 of them actually. And Spearfish, they defeated Post 164 14-3. A high fly ball into the right field corner. Harrison Good underneath of it makes the grab and quickly throws it into the infield for the first out. Fly ball is out number 1. So runner on first, 1 out. Now Corey Schilling, the shortstop. Atkinson working from the stretch once again. Set at his chest, runner takes off. Schilling squares the bunt, the throw down, skips in, and he's got him. A nice throw by Phil Bentz. Guns down the runner. And that'll help your pitcher out. Out number 2. What a perfect throw by Phil Bentz. A 1-hop skip right into the glove of Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop. Slaps the tag on Drew. And just like that, there are 2 outs. It was a called strike one, now the 0-1. A breaking ball misses outside, a ball and a strike. Score caught stealing 2-6 on that play. Schilling with a 1-1 count in his at-bat. Over the head and the kick and fire misses inside. Another fastball from Atkinson. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs and nobody on now for Gillette in the opening frame. Atkinson saw some varsity time last season. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Now 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone. Atkinson has a good breaking ball. Go along with pretty heavy fastball. 2-2, just got a piece of it and off the glove of Bentz behind the plate. Last season, held a 0-3 record over 9 appearances, made 2 starts. Pitched in 18 1/3. 2-2 once again. Atkinson into the line, the 2-2. Bouncer right in front, and it'll bounce over to the Hardhats and dugout and scooped by a bench player down there. Not too hard, nothing too dangerous. As the Hardhats all lean over the dugout fence, and a breaking ball, thought about it. Check swing, appeal down to first, no swing, so the 2-2 becomes 3-2 on the breaking ball down and away. Full count run on Corey Schilling, the shortstop. Pitcher Jason Fink on deck. Here's the payoff to Schilling, and it's a bouncer foul right into the Hardhat dugout once again. 2 outs and nobody on. Another payoff pitch upcoming. Atkinson likes the sign, and the payoff once again. A ground ball, left side, past the third baseman Anderson, backhand scoop by Kiefer, but he will just hold on to it. Smart decision by Kiefer there, not to test his arm, kind of in that 5-6 hole, as Anderson can get there. So it's an infield single with 2 outs. Here's the pitcher, Jason Fink. A tall right-hander steps in on the right side. And first pitch, breaking ball way outside. Nice stop by Bentz. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner on first and 2 gone. How big is that caught stealing going to come back and be? The 1-0 from Atkinson. Misses a touchdown stairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Atkinson falling behind quickly to Fink. Riley showing the catcher is on deck. Check over on first, not in time as Schilling dives back in safely. Just 1 hit to speak of so far as our scoreboard goes out and then flashes back on. The 2-0 misses downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes now on Fink. Tap of the plate with his red and black bat. Red batting gloves for Fink. Cocks the bat on his right shoulder. There's a fastball down the middle. Call it strike 1. 3 balls and a strike with 2 gone and a man at first. Scoreless top of inning number 1. Atkinson ready once again. And a 3-1. Slow roller to Anderson at third. He fires across the diamond over to Jackson in time for out number 3. So Gillette strands 1, helped by the catcher, Philip Bentz, the caught stealing in between. and a single. We are scoreless after 1/2 inning of play. Back in a moment. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball right here on Hardhats TV and 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, sales service and side-by-sides. Bottom of inning number 1, and let's set the Post 22 Hardhats lineup here as they get set to face Jason Fink from Gillette. It's Zeke Farley, the left fielder, who leads things off, followed by Amarian Saylor in center field. Peyton Tipton, the second baseman, bats third. Harrison Good in right field, he bats fourth. At the hot corner, Wyatt Anderson bats fifth. Kai Jackson at first base bats sixth. Kobe Denke gets a start on the varsity team and bats seventh as the designated hitter. Philip Bentz, the catcher, bats eighth. Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, ninth for head coach Kelvin Torvey. And Jason Fink on the mound for Gillette. Pull up his numbers for you in just a few moments. Jason Fink on the season has made one appearance. It was a start. Faced 11 batters over 3 innings. Recorded the win, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. So a perfect 0 ERA, and opponents hitting 100 against it. Of course, that's just over 1 start, so take those numbers as you will. Zeke Farley leads things off, a tap of the plate on the right side, and Fink into the windup, a high leg kick, and Farley, after the first pitch, a slow roller to the shortstop. Fires across a high throw, it's over his head, and a nice backup on the play by the catcher, Riley Schilling. Corey Schilling came charging in at short. Would have been a very close bang-bang play. We'll call it an E6. At least from my point of view. So Farley on first, Amarian Saylor the next to hit. First pitch to Saylor, misses a touchdown, steers, 1 ball, no strikes. And it is an error up on the scoreboard as well. Amarian Saylor had a pretty nice weekend in Cheyenne. He looks at a fastball called strike 1 from Fink. Saylor 5 hits in 11 at-bats. Do the math, it's a .455 average to start. He looks at ball 2 low. 2 balls and a strike, with Farley on board first after the leadoff error. Fink works from the stretch, twirls the baseball behind his back. Peek at Farley, sidesteps and fires, and misses high with a fastball. 3 balls and a strike. Nobody out here. Very hitter-friendly count for the young Amarian Saylor. Runner takes off. It's a called second strike, and the throw is not in time as Farley slides in feet first, and Zeke Farley has a stolen base. Now 3-2 on Saylor. Short lead at second for Farley. High leg kick in the 3-2. High fastball swung on and missed, and down goes Saylor swinging for out number 1. Just kind of tied him up, bunched him up, however you want to word it, up and in. And Saylor just trying to protect himself, swung the bat. He goes down swinging for out number 1. And at second, one gone, and now Peyton Tipton. Right-handed bat, Schilling, bounces back to a shortstop position, and this is a bouncer to Corey Schilling. A high throw once again, and safe at first as it pulls the first baseman off the bag. That's Jamin Collada. He had to jump, and Tipton touched the bag and beat it out. We'll see if that's ruled an error or an infield single. Nothing just yet on the scoreboard, but either way, it'll be first and second with one gone. Harrison Good, the new batter. And it's ruled another E6, so tough start for Corey Schilling. Fink, a high leg kick. First pitch to Good, way out in front of it. First pitch breaking ball, 0-1. No balls and a strike on Good. For Harrison Good, his weekend, 2 hits and 9 at-bats. The 0-1, breaking ball, called strike 2. Caught the outside corner, did Jason Fink. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Good. 0-2, chopper to short. Another opportunity for Schilling. On the run, he throws a stretch on the back end, and this time he held the bag. Collada giving credit for that one. Boy, Collada has had to work. But it works as a pseudo-sacrifice for Harrison Good. Scored 6-3 in the book, and both runners move up into scoring position. Now Farley at third, Tipton at second. Wide Anderson at the plate with 2 gone. Fink will work out of the windup, likes the sign. Starts his wind, a high leg kick, and fires a first pitch downstairs, ball 1. Anderson pitched in game 1 out in Cheyenne, did not hit for himself. Yeah, hard line drive right off the catch fence in front of the Hardhats dugout. Everyone jumping out of the way. A smile on their faces. We call that an ugly finder in baseball. Everyone looks to be okay. Ball and a strike, Fink. Ready? And into the windup he goes. Here's the 1-1 to Anderson. Breaking ball, top of the zone, swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Anderson, a senior on this ball club. Looking to be a leader. Big spot here, the 1-2. Popped up the right side, and it will reach out of play. So Anderson protects on the 1-2, and it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Almost a third base spot for Anderson defensively. The 1-2, fouled straight back to the screen this time, and White stays alive once again. A big triple in game 2 on Saturday in Cheyenne. The 1-2 flared at and right over my head as that'll reach the concourse area. Pretty well protected in our booth here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. I do have the window open though. keep an eye on that. The 1-2 once again popped up sky high, drifting right side, foul territory, and Colada gives it a look, but it bounces into the seats. Foul and out of play. Colada gave it a big run up against his dugout. Anderson has really made Fink work in this at-bat. Not a bad thing in any result. The 1-2 once again. A high drive to deep left center field. And it's the center fielder, Mason Drew, who's underneath of it and makes the grab for out number 3. Boy, it looked like Anderson got more than that than it did. But Drew makes the play for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand 2, and we are scoreless after 1 here in Rapid City. Back in a moment. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales service and side-by-sides. Top of inning number 2, scoreless after 1 inning of play. And Brian Atkinson into the wind and misses down and away for ball 1 on the catcher, Riley Schilling. The 1-0 on Schilling. A breaking ball swung on and missed. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Gillette stranded a base runner in the top half of the first. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Out in front of that one. And now a ball and 2 strikes. Atkinson ready, and the 1-2 wind. Breaking ball outside. Atkinson does have a nice breaking ball. Hasn't been able to locate it as consistently as he's wanted to. Tends to end up way outside. The 2-2 swung on and missed, and down goes Riley Schilling, swinging for out number 1 here in the second. First strikeout of the ball game for Ryan Atkinson. And they keep the leadoff man off the base paths. Left-handed bat, the Hardhats will shift to the left side of the infield, with Kiefer playing just about up the middle. And bouncer right at the plate, foul off the bat of Aiden Peterson. Peterson in right field defensively is that left-handed bat, all black bat. And no batting gloves. 1 out, nobody on for Gillette. Scoreless top of the second. Over the head into the wind, and the 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Atkinson likes the sign. The 1-1. A touch outside, 2 balls and a strike. For Aiden Peterson on the season, has played in 4 games, And 11 at bats. Has had a hit 4 times. Strike 2, caught on the outside corner. Even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So good enough for a 364 average in those 4 games. Has pitched as well. The 2-2. Ooh, just a touch downstairs. Maybe inside as well on the left-handed bat. And now 3-2 to Peterson. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts to start inning number 2 for Brian Atkinson. And 2 quick outs. Now Jamin Collada, the first baseman, the right-handed bat, taps the plate, waves it out in front, and bounces it off of his right shoulder. First wind to Collada, misses way outside, and back to the backstop, 1 ball, no strikes. Collada has been busy defensively. A couple of errors, throwing errors on Corey Schilling, his shortstop. And he's had to track down a number of baseballs thrown offline. 2 balls and no strikes on Collada as ball 2 missed downstairs. Collada swings through the 2-0 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Change up that time from Atkinson. Over the head and the 2-1. Strike right across the belt. Fastball that time from Atkinson. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone. A big hole up the middle for the Hardhats defensively. Nobody on. Scoreless top of the 2nd. The 2-2. Breaking ball. And Collada thought about it, held back, and now 3-2. Ended up at the backstop as Benz couldn't handle it. Payoff pitch with 2 gone. Here it is from Atkinson. Chopper or foul. Off the screen down the third base line. And another payoff pitch upcoming from Atkinson. The 3-2. Jam shot, pop up, and underneath of it, Brian Atkinson takes it himself. 2 strikeouts and a pop up to the pitcher, and Brian Atkinson handles the inning himself. Scoreless after an inning and a half here in Rapid City. Back in a moment. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. We are scoreless after 1.5 innings of play. Hardhats to bed, and the left-handed hitting Kai Jackson at the plate to lead things off. Jackson making his first start as a fielder and doesn't a hit in game 3. Ball and a strike on Jackson, swung through the 1-0 and swings through the 1-1 now. A ball and 2 strikes now on the Hardhats first baseman. 1-2 misses down and in from Fink. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hardhats without a hit in this ball game. A couple of errors resulted in the base runners. The 2-2 misses well outside with the fastball, and now Jackson battles and brings the count full to 3-2. Payoff pitch from Fink. A line drive into left field, bounces in front of the left fielder, Katzenbuehler, and down for a hit, Kai Jackson. With another hit for the Hardhats, and Jackson, he went 2 for 2 in his only 2 at-bats. Now he's 3 for 3, designated as kind of a pull-happy hitter, but took that one to the opposite field as the left-handed bat. First pitch, Jacoby Denke, now the designated hitter, misses outside for ball 1. So the first hit of the ball game for the Hardhats comes off the bat of Kai Jackson. Fink out of the stretch. Jackson dives back in as Fink checks on it. 1 ball and no strikes on Denke. Colby Denke, first at-bat as a Hardhat this season. Took some at-bats as an Expo over the weekend, just to get him some time at the plate versus having just ride the bench. 2 balls and no strikes on Denke. Here's the 2-0, a slow bouncer to first, and Kawada will tag Denke up the first base line. 3 unassisted for the first out. So Wirtz has a swinging pseudo-sacrifice. 3 unassisted in the book, and Kai Jackson now at second base. Scoreless bottom of the second with a runner on second base for the Hardhats, and Philip Bentz the catcher. That's next. First pitch to Bentz. Misses high for ball 1. Like Bentz had a smile on his face talking to Riders catcher Schilling. 1-0. There's a fastball right across the belt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hard fastball from Fink. Fink ready at the belt, a high leg kick and the 1-1. There's strike 2 called on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes on Philip Bentz, just 16 years of age. Went 1 for 5 over the weekend. And started 2 out of the 3 games. Bounced right back up the middle into center field, past the diving second baseman, and Jackson on his horse coming home. It's cut off. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Jackson slides in safely. It's an RBI single for Philip Bentz. Jackson kind of held up. Couldn't hear the signal from Coach Torvey down there, but it's 1-0 Hardhats here in the bottom of the second. Now Wilson Kiefer. Love to see production from the bottom of the lineup. The first pitch to Kiefer, a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Bends the board first, 1 gone, 1-0 Hardhats here in the bottom of the second. Fink comes set at the belt, sidesteps and fires, and Kiefer looks at a called strike 1, lower outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was just a slow roller right back up the middle, and great effort by Dominic Hecker at second base to try and dive to at least stop the ball, but it just rolled into center field as Kiefer swings through the 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Gave Jackson the opportunity to come home. The 1-2 to Kiefer, fouled away, and off the awning. Look out down there. Kiefer stays alive, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hardhats jumped out in front in Cheyenne in 2 out of the 3 ball games. 1-2 swung on and missed by Kiefer, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. So that's the second strikeout of the ball game for Jason Fink. And the second out here in the second inning. Top of the Hardhats lineup now for Zeke Farley. Reached on an error his first trip to the plate. And a ground ball right back to Fink. He'll take it 3/4 of the way over to first, flip it to Pallotta, and that's out number 3. The Hardhats strike first, an RBI single from Philip Bentz, scores Kai Jackson from second, and it's 1-0 Hardhats after 2. We headed to third, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
And good luck, thanks to Connect Home Center. The partner up with post 22 this season.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales service and side-by-sides. Top of inning number 3. 1-0 Hardhats. 1 run in the bottom of the second inning. Got their first 2 hits of the ball game in that second inning as well. After stranding a couple base runners in the bottom of the first thanks to a couple of errors. Brian Atkinson back to the bump for the Hardhats. And it'll be 8-9-1 due up for post 42. Dominic Hecker, the second baseman, starts things off. Over the head, first pitch to Hecker is swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. This Gillette club, are fairly inexperienced club at the varsity level as well. Just 5 returners from last season, according to their head coach. And a breaking ball drops in there for a called strike 2 on the outside corner. Coach Perleberg relaying that information. No balls and 2 strikes. Ben sets up on the bottom outside part of the plate. Breaking ball has tried that same spot, just missed a touch outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes to count on Dominic Hecker. .353 average, 6 hits in 17 at-bats so far this season. The 1-2, fly ball down the right field line. Harrison good on his horse, but it bounces out of play. Down by the Riders bullpen area. Tap of the plate on the right side as Hecker gets set once again. The 1-2, breaking ball. Benz dives for that ball. And now the count runs to 2-2. Across the body. Snagged by Philip Bentz, the 2-2. Misses downstairs, and now the count runs for the 3-2. Leadoff man here in the top of the third. Hecker, Hatzenbuehler, and Mason Drube, the three scheduled. The payoff pitch. Bouncer up the middle, fielded by Kiefer. On a couple of hops, he fires in time over to Jackson for out number one. Kiefer moving over to his left and making that play. Scored 6-3 in the book. And out number one in the third. Now the bottom of the Riders lineup, PJ Hatzenbuehler. 1-0 Hardhats, 1 out, nobody on, top of the third. And the first pitch breaking ball misses down and away for ball one to Hatzenbuehler. Over the head, the 1-0 misses outside, low as well. And low the signal from our home plate umpire. 2 balls and no strikes. And sets up inside the 2-0. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike. Like the changeup that time from Atkinson. In the inside part. Now the 2-1. And he misses low and away. 3 balls and a strike now on the 9 back for Gillette. Left fielder is Hatzenbuehler. Into the motion, the 3-1, popped up sky high, playable for Jackson on the right side. The first baseman is underneath of it, calls everyone off and makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down, and now Mason Drube, who walked his first time to the plate against Atkinson. Drube was then caught stealing by Phil Bentz. 1-0 Hardhats. Here's the first pitch to Drube, and it's swung on and missed. 1-1. Defense behind Atkinson. Zeke Farley in left field. Amarian Saylor in center field. Harrison Good in right field. Left to right on the infield. Wyatt Anderson, Wilson Kiefer, Peyton Tipton, and Kai Jackson, with Phil Bentz, the other half of the battery mate, for Brian Atkinson. The 0-1 wind from Atkinson misses well outside. Looked like Atkinson's release point was a little bit off. Didn't have a chance to even reach the glove of Bentz behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on and 2 gone. The 1-1. Chopper to Anderson at third on a hop. He fires and it's offline, backed up by Bentz behind the play. And an error allows a base runner here in the third. Going an E5. Jackson didn't have a chance on the very strong throw by Wyatt Anderson. Now Colson Cluck, who flied to right his first trip. Atkinson from the stretch checks on Drube at first. He's back in safely. 2 outs and a man on first. Cluck, the third base counterpart of Wyatt Anderson, scooped by Bentz as the breaking ball missed downstairs. Stopped by Philip Bentz. Atkinson looks in, twirls the baseball behind his back, a stare down with Drube at first before he comes set at his chest. 1-0, just got a piece of it and bounced behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cluck. Colson Cluck, a junior, actually a senior on this Gillette squad. Will graduate in May. Ground ball past Atkinson and to Tipton. An underhand flip, but it's way low and everyone's safe. No chance for Kiefer to get a snag on it. And I think Tipton just thought he was a lot closer to the second base bag. A little miscommunication and back-to-back errors defensively for the Hardhats. 2 on with 2 outs now, and Corey Schilling the 3-bat now. Slightly open stance on the right side. 2 on, 2 outs. Atkinson ready, a peek at second. Double takes now, sidesteps and fires, and a hard line drive foul down the left field line. No balls in a strike. Schilling out in front. Corey Schilling also a veteran on this club, junior, who will graduate next season. Breaking ball, a slow breaking ball, just drops right in there for strike 2 on Schilling. And no balls and 2 strikes. 2 on and 2 gone. Atkinson trying to work out of the jam created by the errors. The 0-2 breaking ball misses high. A ball and 2 strikes. Schilling singled his first trip to the plate. That was a 1-out single. 2-out single, rather. And this one's bounced up the third base line but foul. So Corey Schilling stays alive once again. A 286 batter over 4 games. 2 hits and 7 at-bats coming into play, but both of those hits were doubles. Now has a single on the year. One, 2. This is a touch outside with the breaking ball. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone. And 2 on. Atkinson set. Stares at second, fires, and misses down on white ball 3. 0-2 to 3-2. And a payoff pitch upcoming now. Schilling not a chaser. Both runners dancing around their bags. The payoff pitch, a bouncer to Kiefer. He gathers, fires across to Jackson over to first in time. Scored 6-3, and Gillette strands a pair of base runners this time as they are still held off the scoreboard in the runs column. 1-0 Hardhats. Hardhats coming back up to bat in their half of the third right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales service and side-by-sides. 1-0 Hardhats. We head to the bottom of the third. A 9-inning contest here in Rapid City. Just 1 9-inning game here against Gillette on this Wednesday evening. And our first pitch ball misses downstairs to Amarian Saylor. The line from Fink, a high leg kick, and the 1-0. Bouncer up the third base line, foul. A ball and a strike now. Saylor struck out against Fink on a jam shot fastball up and in. Sailor just tried to protect himself and ended up swinging right through it. The 1-1 line from Fink. And swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Sailor. Into the line, the 1-2 now. Ground ball, left side, diving attempt by Corey Schilling and past him into left field. That'll be a base hit for Amarian Sailor. And the leadoff man is on here to start the bottom of the third for the Hardhats. Looked like a hit off the glove of Corey Schilling at short, but unsuccessful. And would have been a very tough play. Would have had to make a crazy attempt to try and get the speedy Amarian Sailor. First pitch to Peyton Tipton way out in front on the breaking ball as he swings through it 0-1. So Sailor moves to 1 for 2 on the ball game. Stands at first with nobody out in the bottom of the third. Fink from the stretch, sidesteps, and the breaking ball misses outside. Back pick throw to first, not in time. Assistant coach Nick Ewing yelling back on the play and giving some words of advice to Sailor after that one. The 0-1 bounced foul and into the bucket by the Hardhats dugout. Everyone with a smile on their face after that one. It bounced off the netting down by where the Expos are sitting and then into the bucket of balls. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is high to throw down. Is not in time. Amarian Sailor swipes second base. And with nobody out, the Hardhats have a man in scoring position. Two balls and 2 strikes. Now the count on Tipton. Reached on an error himself in the first inning. The 2-2. Swung on and missed the high fastball. Got him swinging for out number 1. Tipton gives a stare down with Fink after that one. Knows he shouldn't have chased that one. But it's strikeout number 3 for Jason Fink and out number 1 in the bottom of the third. Harrison Good, the new batter. Right-handed bat, bounced out to short. His first trip up. Runner on second, 1 gone. Schilling playing right behind the runner, and now moves back to his normal shortstop position before first pitch is called strike 1. And now Hecker is holding Sailor on the bag, and Sailor bluffs a steal as 0-1, high fastball up and in on Harrison Good. Turns and spins out of the way of that one. It's a ball and a strike, 1 on, 1 gone. 1-0 Hardhats, the 1-1. Breaking ball blocked by Riley Schilling behind the plate. It's 2 balls and a strike. Harrison Good, open stance on the right side, no batting glove look. Fink double takes back to second and misses high with a fastball on the 2-1. Becomes 3 balls and a strike. Hair-friendly count for Good. Long looking from Fink. Comes set. Peeks at the runner. The 3-1. Swung on and missed. Now 3-2. Just a nod of the head from Coach Torvey before the 3-1 pitch to Good. Signaling make a good swing. 3-2, a high fly ball down the right field line, fouling out of play. Another payoff pitch upcoming to Harrison Good. 0 for 1 on the day. Taps the plate, bounces the bat off his right shoulder. Fink set, and the payoff. high, ball 4, and Harrison Good draws a 1-out walk. Puts runners on first and second now for Wyatt Anderson.
Now batting number 22, Wyatt Anderson.
Rubin center. Made the play last time Anderson was at the plate. Takes a few steps back. First pitch to Anderson, fouled away off the Hardhats dugout. And kind of hit somebody down in a red jacket. That might be Hayden Hollick down there. I heard a way to wear it, so he looks to be all right. 0-1, a bouncer up the third base line, kind of a swinging bunt. It's going to be a tough play, and he won't have a play. An infield single for Wyatt Anderson, and he was on his horse.
Number 23, Kai Jackson.
And now Kai Jackson. Boy, any way possible to get on base, and the Hardhats are threatening here with the left-handed bat of Kai Jackson now at the plate. 1-0 Hardhats, bottom of inning number 3. 9 innings we're playing here tonight. Jackson singled and scored the only run of this contest in the second. Back up here. First pitch inside, ball 1. Breaking ball from Fink, working on the windup with the bases full of baby blue jerseys. 1-0, high fly into left field, fairly deep, setting up for a tag, and the left fielder Hatzenbuehler makes the grab. The throw comes in, it's cut off, and now they'll have a play at third, and out at third base is Harrison Good. The run does come in to score. That was Saylor who came in to score, but it's a double play and the end of the inning. So 2-0 Hardhats as we end inning number 3. Actually, yeah, 2-0 Hardhats after 3. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Retail broadcast booth, sales service, and side-by-side. So we head to the 4th as the Hardhats lead 2-0. Scoreboard has not changed here at the ballpark just yet. The run definitely came in to score way before the third out was committed. Unless the runner had left early, and that's what they say. But it is 2-0 as far as I'm aware here in Rapid City. It's Jason Fink, Riley Schilling, and Aiden Peterson to bat here in the Gillette 4th, trailing 2-0. Jason Fink introducing himself to our home plate umpire. A shake of the hand. And now they put up the second run coming in that third inning. First pitch to Fink, popped up right behind the plate. Philip Benz couldn't find it right away, and now makes the basket grab. Everyone yelling ball, and Philip Benz couldn't even have time to flip off his mask. It's out number 1. Boy, as a catcher, that's one of the toughest plays to make, especially with the mask on. Philip Benz, cool and collected. The first pitch, line foul, right side and in play, but foul territory on Riley Schilling now. So P2. Start off the inning, 1 out, nobody on, and called strike 2 now. New pitcher on for the Hardhats, and that's Eli Kelly. Right-hander works slowly out of the stretch, breaking ball, popped up, foul out of play. And Ben's popping up out of his crouch and watching that one reach out of play after Coach Clapperidge with some words of encouragement after his almost mental error. Fastball upstairs on the 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kelly, set kicks and deals, breaking ball lined into left field in front of Farley. And Farley mishandles it, it goes past him, and it allows the runner to move up to second base. A slow rolling ball to Zeke Farley. So it'll be a single for Riley Schilling, and E7. Allow him to move up to second. Now a left-handed bat of Eden Peterson. Struck out against Atkinson his first time up. Now facing Eli Kelly for the first time. First pitch to Peterson. This is high for ball 1. Pull up Eli Kelly's numbers on the young season in just a few moments. As he comes set at the chest. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Actually, that was a 1-0 count. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just as I say that, our home plate umpire signals as well. The 1-1. High, fly ball to center field. Amarian Saylor took the first step back and now charges in. Makes the grab as he loses his hard hat. And that's out number 2. Like Peyton Tipton was heading out on the play as everyone was yelling in. But Saylor, with plenty of speed in center, makes the grab. F8 in the book for out number 2. Jamin Collada at the plate now. Kelly a peek at second, double takes, kicks and deals. And a ground ball past the 4-3 gap into right field. Scooped by Harrison Good, being sent around third. The throw comes in, and a nice throw by Harrison Good. A little bit up the line, blocked by Philip Benz. No backup on the play, so Gillette would have had a run. But the runner Schilling slammed on the brakes. And now pitching coach Clapperidge out to have a word with Eli Kelly and Philip Benz. Maybe a mix-up in signs after that one. So Schilling aboard third, Collada on first after his single. There are 2 men out. The new batter will be Dominic Hecker, who bounced to keeper at short his first trip up. Hecker, a few words with Coach Perleberg in the third base coaching box as the mound visit concludes. Set for baseball once again. 2 outs, 2 on the corners for Gillette. Threatening here in a 2-0 ball game Hardhats lead it. First pitch to Hecker, scooped behind the plate by Philip Benz. The 1-0 misses downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. And now 3-0 as Kelly misses inside. A 3-0 from Kelly. Strike called right across the belt. A little above the belt and below the letters. 3 balls and a strike. Erleberg relays the sign to Hecker. Tap of the plate and now to 3-1. Bouncer left side, fielded by Anderson at third. A strong throw over to first in time for out number 3. And once again, the Riders strand a couple of base runners and are held off the scoreboard. 2-0 Hardhats as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Again, that's home center for that 50-50 drawing tonight, starting about $250.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. Bottom of inning number 4. And the Hardhats leading 2-0. 1 run in the second, 1 run in the third. For the Hardhats against Jason Fink, who takes the bump once again. For Gillette. Brian Atkinson finishes his day over 3 innings. A solid outing for Brian Atkinson. 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And needed 66 pitches through the 3 innings. Colby Denke to lead things off for the Hardhats. Denke, Philip Benz, and Wilson Kiefer, the 3 scheduled in the Hardhats 4th. First pitch to Denke, called strike, upper inside corner. 0-1. The wind and the pitch from Fink upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody on for the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 4th. The wind and the 1-1. Skips in the turf. 2 balls and a strike. Denke tap of the plate, waves the bat out in front, and now the 2-2 called strike 2. Lower outside edge. Fastball that time from Fink. Even count 2-2. The wind and the 2-2 from Fink. Inside with the breaking ball, and now 3-2. The payoff pitch from Jason Fink to Kobe Denke. It's swung on and missed, and down goes Denke swinging for out number 1.
The batter, number 11.
Strikeout number 4 for Jason Fink. As Chattahoochee blares through the speakers, Philip Bent steps in on the right side. And looks at ball 1 low. Jason Fink up over 60 pitches now, and a check swing foul ball over my head out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bent. 1-1, sky high pop up right side out of play. Falling 2 strikes to count on Bent. Nobody on and 1 gone for Bent. A high leg kick and the 1-2. Flares the bat out in front. A slow roller to third. Up with it, a fire across. Did he hold the bag? Yes, he did. A nice hold by Jamin Collada. A throw by Colson Cluck. And scored at 5-3 in the scorebook. 2 up, 2 down for the Hardhats. And now the 9-bat shortstop of Wilson Kiefer. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Kiefer. He scores the bunt, pulls back, and watches ball 1 miss high. 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0, swung on and missed. Even count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kiefer struck out against Fink his first trip. That was strikeout number 2. Now up to 4 on the game is Fink. The 1-1. Downstairs in the turf. 2 balls and a strike. Hardhats leading things 2-0 in their half of the 4th. 2-1 misses up and in. 3 balls and a strike now. Hitter friendly count for Kiefer with the top of the Hardhats lineup and Zeke Farley on deck. Now the 3-1. Check swing, foul ball off the netting. That count is full now, 3-2. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors defensively for Gillette. And 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for the Hardhats. And Kiefer stays alive on another payoff pitch. Hits off the indoor facility to my left and behind me. Kids chasing after that one. Another payoff from Jason Fink to Wilson Kiefer. Foul ball. Back to the backstop. Kiefer battling and upping the pitch count of Jason Fink up over 70 pitches. And I believe this will be number 76. Payoff once again. Here it is. Downstairs, ball 4. Kiefer knew it all the way. Tosses the bat, and everyone holding as it could have been called strike 3. But it's a 2-out walk for Wilson Kiefer. Sometimes you gotta sell that is ball 4. Highway showing held that ball a little bit longer than usual. Trying to get that call. Check on Kiefer before the first pitch to Farley. Farley stands up tall in the right-handed batter's box in the first pitch. Misses a touch below the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball that time from Fink. Baseball behind the back as Fink looks in, a peek at Kiefer. And Kiefer takes off on the play. It's a called strike. The throw down is in time. And 2 out stolen base is cut down as the Hardhats go down pseudo in order. Zeke Farley will lead off the 5th for the Hardhats as they lead 2-0 as we head to inning number 5 against Gillette. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, sales service, and side-by-sides. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, it's 2-0 Hardhats over the Gillette Riders. First pitch, fastball swung on and missed by P.J. Hatzenbuehler. From Eli Kelly, a breaking ball swung on and missed now. 0-2. Hatzenbuehler fooled on that one. 9-1-2 for post 42. Trailing 2-0. The 0-2. A little flare into the glove of Peyton Tipton at second base. Had it all the way. And pop up P4 in the book is out number 1. So Hatzenbuehler goes 0 for 2. Now Mason Drew reached on an error his last trip to the plate, walked his first time, and was caught stealing. First pitch called strike on the outside corner, right at the knees, 0-1. The 0-1 from Kelly, breaking ball, top of the zone, called strike 2. Kelly, known for his breaking stuff. He would have hit his spot there. Now the 0-2. High with a fastball for ball 1. Not a bad waste pitch. The fastball upstairs. I've seen the Hardhats chase a couple of those for the first 4 ball games. The 1-2, breaking ball, bouncer to Wyatt Anderson at third. Gathers on a hop, a high throw, but Kai Jackson able to handle it on the back end. And that's out number 2, 5-3 in the book. Now Colson Cluck. 0 for 2 on his day. Reached on an error his last trip to the plate. Flied to right in the first. 2 outs, nobody on for Gillette, trailing 2-0. First pitch, strike called right above the belt. 0-1. Kelly rests the ball behind his back at his belt, kicks and deals, and hits the zone, called strike 2. Sign relayed from the dugout to Phil Bentz, and then Bentz to Eli Kelly. Likes the sign there. From the belt, the 0-2, breaking ball. Another opportunity for Wyatt Anderson at third. The fire across. In time with the stretch by Jackson. And 3 up, 3 down go the Riders in their half of the fifth. To the bottom of inning number 5. The Hardhats leading 2-0. Back up to bat right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Audio Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. Bottom of inning number 5. And finally a new pitcher on the mound for the Gillette Riders. Looks to be Jamin Kawada. Potentially moving from first base to the mound, and it is, as Jason Fink moves from the mound to first base defensively. Tap of the gloves around Kawada. And it'll be the top of the Hardhats lineup to face Jamin Kawada. A 22 on his back, a left-hander on the mound. Hardhats last season didn't fare too well against the Southpaw. Any Southpaw for that matter. See a lot of right-handers. Kawada from the belt, kicks and deals, and Farley spins out of a first pitch fastball up and in. Squared to bunt and pulled back as he spun out of the way. So Fink at first. Kawada on the mound, the 1-0. Farley scores the bunt once again, pops it up foul, and rolls to Amari and Saylor in the on-deck circle. For Zeke Farley, 0 for 2 day, reached on an error in the first and stole second base. Bounced out 1-3, back to the pitcher in the second. Third at bat of the ball game here, the 1-1. Bounces in front of the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Leadoff man for the Hardhats in their half of the fifth. Again, a 9-inning contest in Rapid City, and Farley bounces one foul up the third base line. Even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coach Nate Perleberg in his 17th year as the Gillette Riders coach. 2-2. Breaking ball misses downstairs. Both of his assistants, Sam Stearns and Josh Kabacher, in their 4th years. Payoff pitch to Farley. Inside, ball 4, and Farley will trot his way down to first. The leadoff walk. So Farley reaches for the second time in this ball game. Still remains 0 for 2 on the day. Amari and Saylor singled and stole second his last time up, and then came in to score. Second run of the contest for the Hardhats. They lead 2-0. First pitch to Amarian Saylor, bounced up the third base line, foul. 0-1. Saylor tried to turn on one and just pulled it foul. No balls and a strike on Saylor. Farley aboard first. 1-0, misses high from the southpaw. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jamin Kawada on the mound this season has pitched in 5 innings. Ball in the turf. Going is Farley. The throw down is off the glove of the second baseman and allows Farley to reach on a wild pitch. It looked like Schilling might have Farley gunned down, but it's just off the glove of the second baseman Hecker. Allow Farley reach second base. 2 balls and a strike on Saylor. Here's the 2-1, and it's pulled once again up the third base line, foul. Coach Torvey has stepped out of the way of that one. Two balls and 2 strikes. Saylor struck out against Jason Fink in the first. 1-for-2 ball game for Saylor. 2-2. Breaking ball. Bouncer, slow bouncer to the shortstop. Schilling has a play, a high throw, not in time. Saylor beat it out. Shows off his speed, and Amarian Saylor, an infield single. And with that, Zeke Farley moves up to third. Still nobody out. That's a hit for the Hardhats. It was a tough play for Corey Schilling coming charging in. And a taller target at first base now with Fink there instead of Kawada. Kawada just 5'10", a junior. Runner takes off for second and a high fly ball, shallow center field. Saylor has to slam on the brakes and go back to first, as it's not far enough to have Farley tag. It's just behind second base on the green turf. It's an F6 in the book for out number 1. 2-0 Hardhats. Runners on the corners still, now with 1 out. And Harrison Good at the plate. The southpaw set at the belt. And a fake kick and a check on Saylor for the first pitch to Good. Harrison Good, 0-for-1, walked in the third and bounced to short in the first. First pitch to Harrison Good, a breaking ball off the glove and to Schilling's left. Not far enough for Saylor to move up. 1 ball, no strikes on Good. Now Saylor takes off once again, caught in a rundown, but it's not in time as Fink just held on to it. Saylor took off on first movement. It looked like Kawada had him picked off, but going to first, Saylor just uses his speed, dives into second, and steals second base cleanly. Both runners in scoring position now. Gillette brings the corners in. And a strike called on the lower inside corner on Harrison Good. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, 2 in scoring position. Harrison Good, tape on his right wrist, but no batting gloves, and waves at a breaking ball down and away. Now 1 and 2. Fooled on that one, Harrison Good. Farley at third, Saylor at second. 1 gone. 1-2 to Good. Bouncer to third, right on the third base bag. That's a fair ball. And kind of a collision between Farley and the third baseman Colson Cluck. No one could really do anything about that, because the runner has the ability to go back to the third base bag, and everyone's safe. The corner's still in for Gillette. Bases loaded now for Wyatt Anderson. Ruled what I would say is an infield single. Anderson waves at a first pitch breaking ball. 0-1. No balls and a strike. Kawada comes set at the belt. Kicks and deals the 0-1. Another breaking ball. Below the bat of Wyatt Anderson. 0-2. He pulled his head a little bit out in front on that one. Bases full of Hardhats. The 0-2 from Jamin Kawada. Breaking ball, a touch inside. Anderson stone cold on that take. Didn't want to compete with another breaking ball from Kawada. Here's the 1-2 now. Inside once again this time. Anderson finally gets a fastball. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kawada having to work in his first inning of work. Showed an error on Colson Cluck, the third baseman. A hit was put up on the scoreboard for the Hardhats. Fly ball into right field. That'll drop for a base hit off the bat of Wyatt Anderson. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes another. The throw comes in. The third base. Safe at third base is Harrison Good. He took off late, but he slides in safely. It's a 2-run single for Wyatt Anderson. Saylor and Farley both score, and it's 4-0 Hardhats. Looked like Harrison Good misread it and took off a little bit late. Still tried to go first to third and slid in feet first safely at third base. 4-0 our score in favor of the Hardhats. Nice piece of hitting for Wyatt Anderson going to the opposite field. Kind of hooked into that right field corner. And it was quickly cut off by Aiden Peterson, but not before the speed of Farley and Saylor come in to score. Bring up Kai Jackson, who is 1 for 1 on the ball game. Single, a run scored, and then a sacrifice fly and an RBI that eventually turned into a double play. Base running mistake by the Hardhats. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is high, and no throw as Anderson's in standing up. So now both runners in scoring position once again. For the Hardhats. Trying to tack on to their 4-0 lead. Here's the 1-0. And Jackson swings through it. One ball and 1 strike. Actually, Alex Dietrich now into the ball game and hitting. Alex Dietrich gets a right into this one, into the left field corner, but is held up, and Hatzenbuehler makes the grab. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Alex Dietrich. And that spot in the lineup has been producing here tonight. Kai Jackson exits the ball game 1 for 1. A run scored, single, and a sacrifice fly, and an RBI. Alex Dietrich follows him up with a sacrifice fly as well. First pitch to Kobe Denke in the turf for ball 1. 5-0 Hardhats now after the sacrifice fly. Anderson at second as the 1-0 breaking ball is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Denke out in front of that one. It's a sacrifice F7 in the book for out number 2. And Denke swings that one in the turf. Anderson up to third on the wild pitch.
Still on base.
Without a throw. So a ball and 2 strikes. Now the 6th run of this ball game and 90 feet away for the Hardhats. And Denke swings through another breaking ball. Throw down to first in time for out number 3. And Denke goes down swinging for the 3rd out. Hardhats strike for 2 more runs. Actually, 3 more runs as they lead 5-0 as we head to inning number 6 of this 9-inning contest. We're back for inning number 6 right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back for inning number 6 into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales service and side-by-sides. First pitch from Eli Kelly to Corey Schilling. Swung on and missed. Fastball becomes 0-1. Schilling 1 for 2. A single and a bouncer to his shortstop counterpart, Wilson Kiefer. And the 0-1 fouled away right side out of play. Dietrich gives chase. Runs out of room. 0-2 on Schilling. Alex Dietrich takes over at first base in place of Kai Jackson. For a sacrifice fly at the plate. 0-2 bouncer to Kiefer at short, and it bounces past him into left field for a leadoff single. So Schilling, Corey Schilling moves to 2 for 3 on the night. And that'll bring up Jason Fink. Now the first baseman in this ball game, he's 0 for 2 at the plate. Finished the ball game on the mound did Jason Fink. 4 innings, needs 77 pitches, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. A sky-high pop-up, and Benz will run out of room as that one bounces into the seats. Here's some Hardhats faithful. A ball's in a strike now on Fink. Tall right-hander, Jason Fink. 6'6". And big target at first when he plays there. Stands tall on the mound. Breaking ball, line drive to Wilson Kiefer, and he throws over to first, not back in time. Or not in time, rather. So it's just 1 out. Fink out on the line drive to the shortstop Kiefer. Good effort by Kiefer to try and get Schilling caught off the bag. Now Riley Schilling, he's 1 for 2. Single his last trip up and a strikeout before that. And first pitch runs inside for ball 1. Eli Kelly working in his third inning in relief of Brian Atkinson. And a check over on Corey Schilling, dives back in safely. Gillette with 4 hits and 2 errors in this ball game, no runs. Hardhats with 5 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors. 1-0 from Kelly, a line drive, short hopped, and Peyton Tipton at second and into center field. So Saylor corrals that one, throws it into Tipton. It's a single for Riley Schilling, and the Schillings are doing the damage here in the 6th for the Riders. A line drive mixed in between the two Schillings. So Corey Schilling at second, Riley Schilling on first. Now Aiden Peterson. Peterson, a left-handed bat. And first pitch. Popped up foul, behind the plate, now to play. No balls and a strike on Peterson. He was 0 for 2 on the night. Flagged to center his last trip to the plate in the 4th. Struck out in the 2nd. Kelly toes the rubber once again, sets up on the far first base side. Twirls the baseball behind his back, resting it right at his waist. Comes set, stares down the runner at second, double takes, and before he kicks and deals, and it's popped up behind the Hardhats dugout, and Bentz gives chase, but he runs out of room as the ball bounces onto the berm. Nice grass berm, natural grass berm area behind the Hardhats dugout. See spectators on blankets over there. It's a little bit warmer. The 0-2 misses down and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The natural grass right now looking for some moisture as it's a little bit brown on that berm. An all-turf field here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. And the 1-2 swung on in the turf and blocked by Bentz. The batter is out for out number 2. First base occupied. First strikeout of the ball game for Eli Kelly. Huge out number 2 with 2 men still on base for the Riders. Jamin Kawada back at the plate now. And he looks at strike 1. Fastball called at the knees. 2 on, 2 outs, 5-0 Hardhats. Kelly kicks and deals the 0-1 breaking ball. Bouncer to Anderson at third. He lets the runner go past him, fires across the Dietrich in time for out number 3. The Riders strand 2 more base runners. And they trail 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Phil Bentz, Wilson Kiefer, and Zeke Farley will hit for the Hardhats when we return right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. It's Gillette 0, Hardhats 5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Gillette Riders. It's number 5, a right-hander by the name of Leighton Holden. Right-hander, a senior on this ball club, one of the 5 returners from last year's club. So he will graduate here in a few weeks. And on the season, this will be his 4th appearance on the season. A 1-0 record, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk, a 3.50 ERA. As the Riders tap their gloves around Holden. Third pitcher of this ball game for Gillette. Phil Bentz, the catcher, leads things up. First pitch. This is outside from ball 1. Gillette has left 7 men on base, trailing 5-0 as Bentz swings through a 1-0 fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out in front of that was Bentz. Out on his front foot. Holden into the line, kicks and deals. The 1-1 misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Another fastball from Holden. Now the 2-1. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike now for Bentz with Wilson Kiefer on deck. Holden into the line. Kicks and deals a 3-1. Called strike 2 outside corner. Count runs full, 3-2. 9-inning contest. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 bouncer up the middle past the diving Schilling, actually into his glove. And he'll just stop that ball and let Ben speed it out. So it's an infield single. Nice effort by Corey Schilling. Thought I went past him for a second. Second time Schilling's had to dive for a ball. The leadoff man's on for the Hardhats. Now Wilson Kiefer, man on first, nobody out. Holden from the stretch. Slightly bent at the knees, and Kiefer squares the bunt, pulls back, and watches ball 1 miss outside. It's the 8th hit of this ball game for the Hardhats. Off the bat of Philip Bentz, who is 2 for 3 now. Holden a long pause before the pitch, misses downstairs once again. Tried a quick pitch there. Kind of a slide step versus a standard leg kick. Try and cut down the run game. But misses downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Holden looks at first, and Kiefer squares the bunt, pulls back, and it's called a strike at the knees. 2 balls and a strike. One signal apparently still on for Kiefer. And now the 2-1 will have to wait as Holden fires over to Fink. Back in safely is Bentz. Two balls and a strike. Holden set at the belt. Peek at first. Another check on Bentz. And shorter lead this time. He dives back in once again. Still a gorgeous night. A little bit on the chilly side. Still 53 degrees though, and a very slight breeze. 2-1 from Holden. Misses low. 3 balls on the strike now on Kiefer. Top of the Hardhats lineup, Zeke Farley on deck. Farley will bat regardless of how this at-bat turns out. But nobody out. And a 3-1 lifted into right center field on the horse. It's the right fielder, but it's the center fielder, Mason Drew, who makes the grab for out number 1. An F8 in the book
The batter, number 20, Zeke Farley.
for the first out. Zeke Farley steps in on the right side. 1 out, 1 on. 5-0 Hardhats, bottom of the 6th. Once again, a 9-inning contest, just playing the 1. Here on this midweek game against Gillette. First pitch. Farley scores the bunt, drops down a nice one, but it rolls foul. Had strong potential out of the box, and it just rolls foul. That's the difference between artificial turf and a natural dirt and grass infield. With a bunt, if it's heading foul, it's most likely going to go foul, unless there's spin on the ball. With some dirt and natural grass, groundskeepers can somewhat mimic the dirt a little bit one way or another. Farley looks at a fastball upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike. Everyone enjoying this artificial turf in its 2nd year of existence in Rapid City. And time is asked for at the plate by Farley now for the 1-1. 5-0 Hardhats, 5 runs, 8 hits, but 3 errors defensively for the Hardhats, looking to clean that up a little bit. 5 hits, 2 errors for Gillette. It's the only thing up on the scoreboard for the Riders. As Farley looks at ball 2 up and away. Olden has really slowed his pace with the runner on. Working fairly quickly out of the windup, and now the 2-1. This is in the turf, scooped by Schilling behind the plate, and now 3 balls and a strike on Zeke Farley. Lamarian Saylor on deck. Just a 1-man out. Bottom of the 6th. Farley is 0 for 2 with a walk his last trip, scored a run. That came in the 5th. Farley looks at ball 4 up and away. And the 1-out walk puts runners on 1st and 2nd now for the aforementioned Amarian Saylor. Farley's 2nd walk of the contest. It's nice to see a young man like Zeke Farley work the count a little bit after going after the first pitch in both of his previous 2 at-bats. Maybe a coaching decision to tell him to maybe take a pitch or 2, not go after the first pitch. Saylor swings through the first pitch from Holden. 0-1, misses high with a fastball. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 1 out, 5-0 Hardhats. Saylor is 2 for 3 on the ball game. A pair of singles, one of them did not leave the infield. He's used his speed and beat it out. 1-1, misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Struck out in his first at-bat. Every time he's reached, he's scored a run. 2 of the 5 runs have been scored by Saylor. 2-1. Upstairs, Saylor held up on that one. Went after one, and that's the pitch that he struck out on against Fink in the first inning. That pitch up and in. It's like a meatball, but very tough to catch up to. The 3-1 from Holden. High and runs up and in. Hits Amarian Saylor. He tosses the bat, and it'll load up the bases. And now time is asked for, and No coach just yet out to the mound, but just a player-only meeting on the mound with Riley showing the catcher and the entire Rider infield. The new batter will be Peyton Tipton with the bases loaded. Once again, 5-0, the Hardhats are leading as a helicopter flies over. Now meeting over. And first pitch to Peyton Tipton, called strike at the top of the zone. Tipton held up. Didn't want that first pitch at the top of the zone. It's called a strike anyway. Bolton still working from the stretch. And the 0-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2. About the same spot, a little bit lower this time. Tipton didn't go after it. No balls and 2 strikes on the Hardhats second baseman. 0 for 3 day for Peyton Tipton. Reached on an error, struck out, and flied out to short. And the 0-2 swung on and missed. Tipton goes down swinging for out number 2. Now Harrison Good. Good single at his last trip up, scored a run, walked in the third, and bounced to short in the first. Bases still full, 2 gone, and Good looks at a called strike, 1 lower outside edge, 0-1. Slightly open stance on the right side. Bolton comes set. No peeks at all, and Harrison Good, a fly ball to center field, back is Drew. Now he takes a few steps in, he's underneath of it, and makes a grab out number 3, so the Hardhats fail to score and strand the bases loaded in their half of the 6th. They lead things 5-0 as we head to the 7th. Back in a moment right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. Top of the 7th. No, this isn't the final inning of regulation here in Rapid City. We're playing 9 here on this Wednesday evening. But the Hardhats leading things 5-0 over the Gillette Post 42 Riders. Making the short trip over from Gillette, Wyoming. Eli Kelly back to the hill for the Hardhats. He faces 8, 9, and 1 of the Riders lineup. And the first pitch is a little flare over the leaping glove of Wilson Kiefer into center field. Leadoff single off the bat of Dominic Hecker. And now P.J. Hatzenbuehler. Hardhats, no one warming in their bullpen down the left field line. Hatzenbuehler 0 for 2. on his day. First pitch to Hatzenbuehler, pops up a bunt, Bentz behind the plate, he makes the grab, and that's out number one, a huge out, and an unsuccessful bunt attempt by the Riders. Nice heads up play by Phil Bentz to pop out of the crouch. Wasn't sleeping on that one. Top of the order now, Mason Drew, one out, still a runner at first. First pitch to Drew, a fastball high, ball one. The center fielder, 0 for 2, walked in the first, reached on an error in the third, and bounced out to third in the fifth. Check on first by Kelly, and Hecker is back in safely. Kelly from the stretch, a deep breath, sidesteps and fires and misses up and in, and it grazed the jersey of Mason Drew. So a hit batter puts runners on first and second. Just the one out. Brings up Colson Clark. Third baseman, 0 for 3 day here in Rapid City so far. Has 2 on and 1 out against Kelly. First pitch. And Cluck bounces it foul behind the plate. 0-1. Fly out to right. Reached on an E4 in the third, and then bounced to Wyatt Anderson at third. His last trip up, the final out of the fifth for Gillette. The 0-1. Breaking ball runs inside. That one just about clipped Cluck. Turns out of the way of it and did not graze the jersey. Tap of the plate on the right side. Bounces the bat off his right shoulder. White batting gloves for Cluck. And now the 1-1. Breaking ball. Line drive right at Harrison Good. He makes the play and immediately throws it into Peyton Tipton. Nice play. Harrison Good didn't have to move. And sometimes those are the toughest balls to judge. Luckily no sun, no rain, or any other elements to really deal with on that one. Big out number 2. Here's Corey Schilling. 2 on, 2 gone. 5-0 Hardhats. Top of the 7th. First pitch, breaking ball. Called strike outside corner. 0-1. Corey Schilling is 2 for 3. Pair of singles in the first and 6th. And then a bounce out to short mixed in between in the third. Kelly kicks and deals the 0-1. Fouled away. Backing out of play. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Jason Fink on deck. This inning would continue. Kelly peeks at the runner at second. The 0-2. Fastball outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Hecker at second, Drew at first. A single and a hit batter, respectively, those 2 base runners. And Kelly will step off before the 1-2. Ben sets up low and away. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Gets a piece of it and fouls it away right side out of play. Nice catch by a fan down on the berm area. Showing he had to wait back extremely long on that breaking ball. 1-2 once again. Fastball. This one lined into right center field on the horse. Harrison Good. He makes the grab out number 3. And Gillette strands 2 more base runners As they fail to score once again, we head to the bottom of the 7th of this 9-inning contest. 5-0 Hardhats. They're back up to bat right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Anderson, Alex Dietrich, Colby Yankee. For post 22.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. Bottom of inning number 7, a 5-0 lead for the Hardhats. And that means, well, we're playing more than 7, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to play 9 here tonight. Gillette and Rapid City. 5-0 lead for Rapid City currently. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. That 5-0 score on the State Farm scoreboard, ensured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. First pitch behind Wyatt Anderson as he ducks out of the way of that one. 1 ball, no strikes. No intent there from Leighton Holden. Looked like a breaking ball just out of the hand run. The 1-0 misses down in the turf and blocked by Schilling. 2 balls and no strikes on the Hardhats third baseman. The 2-0 bounces low once again. 3 balls and no strikes on Anderson, who had a 2-run single his last trip up, a single before that in the third, and fly to center. 3-0 misses low, ball 4, and Anderson sees 4 pitches in the 7th, and all of them out of the zone for a leadoff walk.
After the walk, batter number 27, Alex Dietrich.
Now Alex Dietrich splitting the role with Kai Jackson. Dietrich, no official at bat after a sacrifice fly his first trip at the plate in the 5th. Anderson on first, nobody out. 5-0 Hardhats, and the first pitch misses high for ball 1. Dietrich had a very solid season as an Expo last year. A varsity club this year. 1-0 misses low in front of the plate, blocked by Schilling. 2 balls and no strikes. And by solid, I mean that Alex Dietrich hit .414. Anderson back in standing up on the check over. .414 average and a 1087 OPS. That's on base plus slugging percentage, and the metric, sometimes a better judge of a hitter nowadays. As Dietrich looks at ball 3 upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. On base plus slugging percentage is OPS. .30 from Holden, called strike. Taking all the way was Dietrich. It's the outside corner at the knees. Now 3 balls and a strike. Why not make Holden throw a strike? Anderson only saw 4 pitches And a 3-0 count to Dietrich before the strike. And now Dietrich, a big hack and a miss on the 3-1. Count runs 3-2. For OPS, it factors in just getting on base, walks, hits, and now Anderson's picked off as he slips in between first and second. Fink runs him down. And nice act of sportsmanship as his glove kind of pushed Anderson down to the turf. Fink helps him up, but it's out number 1 as Anderson picked off. So a pick off 1-3. Payoff to Alex Dietrich, and the runner is put right back on first base. This time with 1 out. That pickoff might come back and bite the Hardhats, as it could have been first and second, nobody out. Now it's first base occupied and 1 out. Jed Jensen will get his first at bat. Place of Colby Denke. A long pause in between at bats as our umpire adjusting his chest protector. So Jed Jensen steps in on the right side, all white batting gloves, white bat, and a first pitch strike called, lower outside edge 0-1. Jensen has some speed, plays center field, also a quarterback at, I would say, Stevens. As Jensen watches ball 1 miss down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's very athletic, can pitch as well. But was hurt most of the spring. And the 1-1 misses outside, back big play. Dietrich dives back in. So Jensen slowly working his way back into baseball shape. 2-1, misses downstairs. 3 balls and a strike, Holden to Jed Jensen. Denke finishes his day at the plate as the designated hitter 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a 3 unassisted. Holden comes set at the belt. 3-1 to Jed Jensen. Long pause from Holden. Here it is, and it's a called strike 2. Fastball right below the belt. Payoff pitch upcoming now. Holden set once again. Will Dietrich take off? Long pause, and time is asked for right before the pitch. And it's Granite at the plate. Very long pause for Leighton Holden. Trying to see if Dietrich was going to jump early. Here's the payoff. Dietrich takes off. It's high, ball 4. And Dietrich slides in, even though it's a walk. So, 1 out walk. Makes it back-to-back walks. 3 straight walks if you count Anderson. And instead of bases loaded, nobody out, it's first and second and 1 out. Here's Phil Bentz. First pitch to Bentz. Strike lower outside corner. 0-1. Bentz 2 for 3 in this ball game. A pair of singles and an RBI. Back in the second. Bounce a third in between those two hits. That was in the fourth. And Bentz flares one down the right field line. Fink gives chase. That's a foul ball as it lands in no man's land in that Bermuda Triangle area with Fink, Hecker, and Peterson. So it's just strike 2 on Bentz. No balls and 2 strikes on the young catcher. 2 on, 1 out. 5-0 the Hardhats advantage. Holding the stare down at second, double takes. Kicks and deals the 0-2. And it's a pop-up, shallow center field. The second baseman, Dominic Hecker, underneath of it to make the grab for out number 2. P4, out number 2. Bentz goes down for just a second time. He moves to 2 for 4 on the day. Here's Wilson Kiefer. 2 on, 2 outs, 5-0 Hardhats. Bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Kiefer, called strike 1. After those walks, Holden has gotten first pitch strikes on both Bentz and Kiefer. Working ahead's definitely easier. Breaking ball dances outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kiefer. 0 for 2 day, a walk in between, strikeout and a flyout. The 1-1 in the turf, blocked by Riley Schilling. 2 balls and a strike. Long look in from Holden. Now it comes set, stares down the runner at second, kicks and fakes a move to second. Not sure, but I wouldn't suspect Alex Dietrich would be going anywhere. 2 balls and a strike. Here's a 2-1, and Kiefer bends out of the way of that one. Shuffles his feet straight back as a fastball ran inside. Hitter friendly count, 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. 3-2. For Gillette, they have 6 outs to work with in this 9-inning ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have 4, 5, and 6 due up in the 8th. As Holden steps off before the payoff to Kiefer. A full count pitch. Fouled straight back to the screen. 3-2. Both runners did take off on the payoff pitch. With 2 gone. Why not? Holden kind of sidesteps again, and Kiefer pops it foul out of play. Another 3-2 pitch, and credit the Hardhats in this ball game, battling throughout some long at-bats. Not winning all of them, but upping the pitch count of these Gillette pitchers regardless. 3-2 check swing flare off the netting by the Gillette dugout. It bounced into the Gillette dugout. Kiefer stays alive again. Holden set at the belt, a stare down with Dietrich. Runners take off, the 3-2, swung on and missed, and down goes Kiefer swinging for out number 3. The Hardhats strand a couple of base runners But they lead 5-0 as we head to the 8th. Back in a moment. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales service and side-by-sides. 5-0 the Hardhats lead. First pitch, a little flare to the shortstop Kiefer. One bounces, barehands it, and fires it wide of the first baseman Dietrich. The catchman sends it right back to Dietrich, but it would have been a spectacular play by Wilson Kiefer. Charging on the run, a one-bounce little flare off the bat of Jason Fink. And a tall 6'6" right-hander beats out the air. Eli Kelly back on for another inning of work. Hard to contact. Foul ball down the left field line. 0-1 on Riley Schilling. 2 for 3 day for the Riders catcher. Pair of singles and struck out in his first at-bat. 0-1 popped up right on top of my head and off the press box here. No balls and 2 strikes on the catcher. Runner on first, Fink. Nobody out. Gillette trailing 5-0. Kelly kicks and deals another pop-up right over my head. This one will bounce off of the awning and over by the indoor facility. Riley Schilling stays alive. Top of the 8th on a gorgeous night. 1 minute from the 8 o'clock hour local mountain time. 0-2 misses up and in. And the ball on 2 strikes on Riley Schilling. Long pause from Kelly. Delivers a breaking ball down and away. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fink still stands at first. And Dietrich not a short dude either, but he looks small compared to Fink. A bouncer past the pitcher. Tough play for Kiefer. He fires in time to Dietrich. A nice play by Wilson Kiefer on the run. Makes a strong throw and on target this time to Dietrich. And Dietrich letting his shortstop know that was a tough play. Like, good job, man. So Riley Schilling out on the 6-3. Runner moves up to second base on the play. That's Fink. 1 out, 5-0 Gillette trails. Now Aiden Peterson. And Peterson looks at a called strike 1, upper outside edge. The ball's in a strike. Kelly, a long pause. Looks at the runner at second. Delivers and misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly twirls a baseball behind his back, looking at the sign from Bentz. Likes it, comes set, kicks, and deals the 1-1. Outside with a breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. There is a reliever warming in the bullpen. Well, the Hardhats, it's a right-hander. Might be Palmer Jacobs down there. 2-1. Down and in. Nice snag by Bentz. Now, hitter-friendly count, 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Strike 2 called at the knees. 3-2. Hardhat running down to the bullpen area. See if reliever is warm. Payoff pitch. Line drive right back up the middle. Pass Tipton diving and into center field. The run around third and heads to the plate. It's an RBI single for Aiden Peterson as Fink comes in to score.
Scores Fink, and running number 5, Leighton Bolden.
Good effort by Peyton Tipton. And now that might be the end of the day for Eli Kelly. 5-1 our score. We'll see if Coach Glapperich takes him out of the ball game. It was up over 60 pitches. It's a reasonable margin. No signal just yet, and Kelly will stay in this ball game. Door was open, looking for a signal from that bullpen area. Glapperich talks to his young right-hander and decides to get one more batter, most likely. So it's 5-1 on the State Farm scoreboard. First pitch to Jamin Collada. Actually, Leighton Holden, rather. Is swung on and missed 0-1. Holden's first at-bat of the contest. The 0-1 from Kelly. Breaking ball called. Strike 2, outside edge. 0-2 the count on Leighton Holden. Dominic Hecker on deck. Runner on first to 1 out. 5-1 the score, and Holden grounds one to Anderson at third. He goes to second for 1, and Tipton will hang on to it as the base runner kind of slid into him a little bit. Short of the bag, but didn't want to test an error of a bad throw. So, and the Hardhats gain the lead base runner for the out number 2. That was Aiden Peterson out at second. Leighton Holden reaches on the fielder's choice. First pitch to Dominic Hecker. Called ball 1 outside. 1-0. We'll have to wait as Kelly checks on Holden. Back in safely with a dive. One ball, no strikes. And it's line to center field. And Saylor has a hang up and into his glove. Hecker's down for out number 3. Gillette's on the board. It's 5-1 in favor of the Hardhats. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Side-by-Sides. Bottom of inning number 8. A 5-1 advantage for the Post 22 Hardhats. And a new arm on the mound for the Gillette Post 42 Riders. It's Grayson Sargent making his 3rd appearance on the season. Has made 1 start as well. Went 6 innings over those 2 appearances. A 1-0 record, 5 hits, 1 run, it was earned. 11 strikeouts to just 1 walk and a 1.17 ERA. Opponent's batting .227 against it. Right-hander, just a sophomore, stands 5'11" and 155 pounds. Once again, the Riders tap their gloves around their new pitcher. First batter will be Zeke Farley. In the bottom of the 8th. Wind from the new arm, and a first pitch fastball misses high, ball 1. Sargent into the wind, the 1-0. Popped up foul over my head, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike, 5-1 on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Hardhats leading. Leadoff man here in the bottom of the 8th. Farley looks at ball 2, down and away. 2 balls and a strike. For Zeke Farley, pair of walks in his last 2 at-bats. A run scored as well. And reached on an error and bounced back to the pitcher. 2-1, a fly ball right field. Flare, and that ball bounces fair. Zeke Farley will head to second as he dives into second. It's a leadoff double in that Bermuda Triangle area. And the Hardhats have their first extra base hit of the ball game. A double off the bat of Zeke Farley. First hit of the ball game for Zeke. Comes in the bottom of the 8th. 9-inning contest. And first pitch to Amari and Sailor over my head. Out of play, 0-1. 9th hit of this ball game for the Hardhats. Nice to see after rather poor showing on Sunday in Cheyenne. Ball skipped in the turf, blocked by Riley Schilling, and not far enough for Farley to move up. 1-1 on Sailor. Here's the 1-1, a fastball high, 2 balls and a strike. Marion Sailor, 2 singles, was hit by a pitch. He's reached 3 times, struck out in the opening inning. And a high fly ball deep right center field on the run. The right fielder, he takes a tumble and he makes the grab, tagging and rounding third Zeke Farley. Boy, just a sacrifice fly off the bat of Amari Sailor. Nice play by Aiden Peterson in right field. And a lay out for that one, and couldn't really tell if he made the grab or not, but he definitely did, and the appeal to second to make sure Farley didn't leave early, and field umpire says he's all good. Now Peyton Tipton. 1 out, man at third base. First pitch misses inside for ball one. Sargent comes set, delivers, and misses inside once again. 2 balls and no strikes. Tap of the plate by Tipton. He's 0 for 4 on the night. Love to come through with an RBI. Here, he looks at uncalled strike on the 2-0. 2 balls and a strike. Infield in for Gillette. Trying to keep this game at a 4-run deficit. 2-1. A highlight drive. Just about hit the light down the left field line. Fouling out of play. Boy, Tipton got into that one. We did see a broken light bulb last season. I believe it was Tipton that broke it. 2-2 runs up and in, and it hits him. So Tipton awarded the base. And that'll bring up Harrison Good. Runners on the corners. Good with a single in the 5th. A walk in the 3rd. Outside of that, bouncer to short and a fly out to center. So Good steps in on the right side. 1 out, 5-1 our score in favor of the Hardhats. First pitch down and away, ball 1, blocked by Riley Schilling. Hardhats trying to tack on a couple of insurance runs heading to the top of the 9th. Eventually the final 3 outs of this contest as Sargent misses down and away once again, that time a breaking ball. And 2-0 the count. Farley on 3rd, Tipton at 1st. And a flare right over my head. Scared me a little bit. That ball came in hot over my head. And it's just strike 1 on Harrison Good. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Line drive past the diving third baseman into left fielder. One comes in to score easily. Big turnaround second by Tipton, but it's an RBI single for Harrison Good. Hard hit ball by Good. And Cluck just unable to dive and make that line drive play. It's 6-1 Hardhats. Still with just the 1 out. As Farley comes in to score. Here's Wyatt Anderson. 2 on, 1 out. Long looking from Sargent. How he likes the sign. Takes a peek at second, side steps, and fires, and Anderson flares one foul out of play. 0-1 on Anderson. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Walked his last trip. A 2-run single in the 5th, a single in the 3rd, and fly to center in the 1st. Big swing and a miss on the 0-1, moves the count to 0-2 for the senior. No balls and 2 strikes. Sargent set once again. And the 0-2. Line drive down the right field line, hooking into the corner. Will that stay fair? It is a foul ball in the right field corner. Very difficult to see that in that corner. A ruled foul by our home plate umpire. Boy, that could have been a bases clearing double for Anderson. Plenty of speed. Tipton and Good on the base paths. The 0-2. Line drive to left center field now and bounces in front of the left fielder. The throw comes in and cut off to third. As everyone's safe, it's a single for Wyatt Anderson. That's his third single of the ball game. He's 3 for 4 and has reached base 4 out of 5 times. Base is loaded now for Alex Dietrich. Big spot for the young man. Tap of the plate. A red and black bat. He bounces it off his right shoulder. And a big stride as he looks at ball 1 outside. Slightly open stances. Front foot. Kind of a toe tap before his stride, and a big hack and a miss on the 1-0 fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dietrich wanted a grand slam with that hack. The 1-1. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Alex Dietrich. He walked in his last at-bat, had a sacrifice fly in his first. Line drive foul right side. Even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now Dietrich, a wider stance with the 2 strikes. The 2-2. Popped up, shallow on the infield. It's the shortstop, Corey Schilling, to make the play. And that's out number 2. I believe the infield fly was signaled for. Base is still loaded, 2 outs for Jed Jensen. 6-1 our score in favor of the Hardhats on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. First pitch to Jensen, outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 run, 6 hits, 3 errors for Gillette. 6 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Hardhats. 1-0, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball from Sargent. Pressure at bats for Grayson Sargent as Jensen looks at a called strike 2. Outside corner at the knees. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Catcher Phil Bentz on deck. In from Sargent. Likes the sign, comes set. The 1-2. Outside by a touch. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Base is still full of baby blue hard hat jerseys. Now the 2-2 to Jensen. Swung on and missed, and Jensen goes down swinging. The Hardhats add 1 insurance run and get that run back that they gave up in the top half of the inning. It's 6-1 as we head to the top of the 9th. Back in a moment. Right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. It's the top of the ninth. 6-1 Hardhats over Gillette. That score on the Farm scoreboard ensured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. It's Nate Kindred who takes the ball for the ninth, trying to record the final 3 outs of this ball game and gain the Hardhats their first win of the new season. Nate Kindred pitched in Cheyenne over the weekend. And in his only appearance, he went 3 2/3, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 5 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, so a 3.82 ERA for the man originally from Oregon. The Riders have 9, 1, and 2 due up. 6-1 Hardhats as we begin the ninth. First pitch from Kindred, called strike 1 at the knees, 0-1. Nate Kindred, a tall drink of water. The 0-1 misses up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm about 6'3", and Nate Kindred towers over me. He's probably about 6'6". Throws rather hard. The 1-1 from Kindred. Strike 2 right across the belt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kindred ready. Once again. At the belt. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3 at the top of the zone. Now on 4 pitches. PJ Hatzenbuehler goes down. Backwards K is out number 1. Now Mason Drew. The center fielder is 0-for-2. Also was hit by a pitch and walked. First pitch, touch outside with the fastball from Kindred. Didn't miss by much. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Kindred, a high leg kick, and the 1-0 caught a strike, about the same spot, a little bit more across the plate this time. 1-1. 1 out, nobody on, top of the ninth. 6-1 our score in favor of post 22. The 1-1. Ground ball, left side, Kiefer on a couple of hops who will have to hurry, and a strong throw, backhand pick on the back end by Alex Dietrich, and that's out number 2.
Second on the inning, we're at number 12,
Kiefer kind of gingerly read that ball, then came charging in and pointing to his first baseman, saying, "My bad, but good play." Both those two signaling to each other a couple of nice plays here tonight. First pitch to Colson Cluck, fouled away, 0-1. 2 outs and nobody on. Not a save situation for Nate Kindred. The Hardhats leading by 5. Kindred kicks and deals the 0-1. Touch outside, maybe low as well. 1-1. Kindred's 1-1. A little bit low. Closer that time, east and west. And catch the zone north and south. Now 2 balls and a strike. Kindred kicks and fires, and the 2-1 becomes 3-1 as he misses down and away. 3 balls and a strike. Hardhats moving back on the 3-1. At least the infield. The 3-1. Foul tipped in the glove of Benson. Now 3-2 Gillette. Potentially down to their final strike of the night. Tap of the plate for Colson Cluck. Wide stance. Payoff. Down and away, ball 4, and Cluck draws a 2-out walk. That'll bring Corey Schilling up to the plate. Schilling, a pair of hits in 4 opportunities, both singles. Single in the first, ground out to short in the third, single in the 6th, and then fly to right in the 7th. First pitch misses inside from Kindred. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first, 2 gone. Kindred set. Delivers, and it's a bouncer to Tipton. He bows it a little bit, fires to first, a snag on the back end, and that'll be the ball game. Nice play by Dietrich to hold the bag. And that's out number 3. The Hardhats gain their first win of the season, 6-1. We'll come back in just a few moments for our Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Next home game here at Blackwood Hospital Ballpark will be Saturday, May 14th. The doubleheader versus Watertown at 5 and 7:30. Thanks for supporting your Post 22 Hardhats, ladies and gentlemen. Travel safe, and please pick up trash on your way out of the ballpark. Now keep it clean. As we thank the parents for cleaning up after tonight's ball game. Congratulations to Post 22. Winners tonight, 6-1.
Welcome into the Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. Hardhats gain their first win of the season here in Rapid City. They improved to 1-3 on the season with a 6-1 victory in 9 innings over the Gillette Riders. And for Gillette, they fall to 6-1. That unblemished loss column becomes a 1, and they lose their first contest of the season. So Post 42 falls to 6-1 on the season with the loss. Talk about this game. It was a scoreless first inning for both clubs before Post 22 struck with 1 run in the second, and then they gained 1 more run in the third. That's where we stood after 4. And then in the 5th inning, Post 22 able to break open the game a little bit with 3 runs in that 5th inning. At least put up a crooked number. That was the only crooked number in the ball game for either side, as both clubs went scoreless in the 6th, scoreless in the 7th, 1 run apiece in the 8th. That's where Gillette got on the board. And then no runs in the 9th, as Nick Kindred able to finish off and get the final 3 outs of this ball game for the Hardhats on the mound. And that's how the score sheet reads, folks. 6-1, the final score in this contest. The Hardhats winners over Gillette. 1 run, 6 hits, and 3 errors defensively for Post 42. On the other side for Post 22, 6 runs, 10 hits, and 3 errors defensively for the Hardhats as well. I'm sure Coach Torvey and the squad would love to clean up the errors before heading to Billings, and as they improve throughout this season. Player of the game honors. There's a couple of tough choices to pick from in this ball game. I gotta give the Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game. And today's player of the game is sponsored by Claiborne Los and Sabres, where it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute. When you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Los and Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Los and Sabres in Rapid City. I'm going to give the entire Hardhats pitching staff in this ball game the Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game. Boy, a strong start from Brian Atkinson. Nice rebound for him. He went 3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk for Atkinson. For Eli Kelly, he went 5 innings in relief of Brian Atkinson, and he looks to be the winning pitcher in this ball game. 5 innings, 68 pitches, 4 hits, 1 unearned run, 1 strikeout, and no walks for Eli Kelly. A very nice outing for Eli Kelly to bounce back from Cheyenne. And then Nate Kindred. Nate Kindred came in and got the final 3 outs of this ball game in the top of the 9th. No hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and a pretty clean outing for Nate Kindred as well. So Brian Atkinson, Eli Kelly, and Nate Kindred all combined for today's Claiborne Los and Sabres players of the game. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this ball game on a gorgeous night here in Rapid City. The Hardhats next travel to Billings, Montana. They will have a date with a couple of teams from Billings, and at least scheduled to play Missoula as well in Billings. And scheduled to play 4 games, 2 on Saturday the 7th, 2 on Sunday the 8th. And with first pitch scheduled for Game 1 against the Billings Royals on Saturday at 5:30. So, until then, until about 5:20 Mountain Time over in Billings, my name is Adam Birch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.